Presentation about the Pareto Principle. The Pareto Principle states that for many outcomes, roughly 80% of consequences come from 20% of causes. Other names for this principle are the 80 and 20 rule, the law of the vital few, or the principle of factor sparsity. Management consultant Joseph Juran developed the concept in the context of quality control and improvement after reading the works of Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who wrote about the 80 and 20 connections while at the University of Lausanne. His first work called The Economy Polity. Pareto showed that approximately 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. The Pareto principle or is only tangentially related to Pareto efficiency. Mathematically, the 18 and 20 rule is roughly described by a Shorter law distribution. For a particular set of parameters, many natural phenomena distribute according to power law statistics. It is an adage of business management that 80% of sales come from 20% of clients. In economics, Pareto's observation was in connection with population and wealth. Pareto noticed that approximately 80% of Italia's land was owned by 20% of the population. He then carried out surveys on variety of other countries and found to his surprise that a similar distribution applied. A chart that gave the effect a very visible and comprehensible form, the so-called champagne glass effect, was contained in the 1992 United Nations Development Programme report, which showed the distribution of global income is very uneven, with the richest 20% of the world's population receiving 82.7% of the world's income. However, among nations, the Gini index shows that wealth distributions vary substantially around this norm. The principle also holds within the tails of the distribution. The physicist Viktor Yakovenko of the University of Maryland College Park and A.C. Silva analyzed income data from the U.S. Internal Revenue Service from 1983 to 2001 and found that the income distribution of the richest 1 and 3% of the population also follows Pareto's principle. In computing, in computer science, the Pareto principle can be applied to optimization efforts. For example, Microsoft noted that by fixing the top 20% of the most reported bugs, 80% of the related errors and crashes in a given system would be eliminated.